Hi guys, Arnold here. This is going to be a quick one because it's just an extension on my video tutorial 6 about how I use the MIDI controller with the FA. And this stems from a question from one of my subscribers on my YouTube channel, Zealous Tutorials. So shout out to Zealous Tutorials. Where he or she asked, how do I use the sliders to control the FA video? But I thought this was such an important question that it warrants making another video, um, especially for the guys that's thinking of just adding a MIDI controller to the FA. So here we go. I use the FA to control the volume of all 16 channels in the Roland FA. Alright? And how I do it on my controller, which is the Akai MPK 261, if you look at this picture, I actually made a preset. I'm allowed, I think, up to 30 presets in my Akai. So I have a preset for my DAW, I have a preset for Ableton, I have a preset for my Roland FA, as you can see there. And then I can have, lots of other presets as well. So every time that I use this controller with that specific thing, that specific DAW or another keyboard, etc., I just pull up this preset and boom, everything is the way that I want it to be. But in this case, I made a preset for the Roland FA. And what I do is, in addition to just assigning the sounds to the keybed of the Akai MPK 261, I also use the Akai to mix the volume levels of all 16 channels on the Roland FA. How I do that, in my case on the Akai, I have to press Edit, which you can see there on the screen. Once I press Edit, I get to this screen, right? Then I have to move whatever slider or knob I want to edit. So in this case, I moved fader 1, so it changed to fader 1. Then I have to go to the MIDI channel that I want to control on that specific slider. So in this case, this MIDI channel is MIDI channel 1. So this is going to control whatever is on MIDI channel 1 on the FA. Now, you have to watch my previous videos in order to follow the thought process in each of the videos, actually. But MIDI channel 1 is where my piano lives, all right? So slider 1 or fader 1 on my Akai is going to control MIDI channel 1, which is my piano sound on my FA. Now, even though I've just chosen the MIDI channel that I want this fader to control, I still need to assign exactly what this fader must control. In this case, if you look below it, it says CC number 007. Now, that has nothing to do with James Bond. This is not a MIDI controller, made by the British government. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. So, but in this case, I have that CC number 007. Now, CC number is the MIDI message that I want this specific channel to control. Now, where do I get this 007? I get it from any assignable screen in the FA, for that matter. In this case, I went to the system setup, I went to the knob menu, and then I just picked any one, sound, modify, knob, assign 1, and you can see there CC01 message is for modulation. Now, in what screen you actually go in to get to the MIDI messages doesn't matter. What matters is this. So if I press on that, you're allowed to change whatever that knob is assigned to do. But I press in there because I can't remember all these MIDI messages. So when I press enter, it gives me this screen. This screen explains to me all 127 MIDI messages that I am allowed to have controlled. Right? As you can see here at number 7, CC07 is for volume. So if I go back to this screen, CC number 007 is for volume. If I wanted anything else for this controller to assign, all I could do is just look at what the MIDI message is here on the FA. You can see there 1 is modulation, 2 is breath, which is actually opening and closing the cutoff, if I'm not mistaken. And then if I go a bit down, you can see there number 11 is expression, number 10 is pan, etc. So in theory, you could have this fader on the Akai respond or do any of those things. If you wanted to do whatever is MIDI message number, I'm just making something up, 23, then you put number 23 in there, where 007 is. Then you put number 23 in there. But in my case, I want my faders to control volume. And volume CC number 7, as you can see here, is volume, right? So I assign this slider, let me just go back to that picture. So you can see there CC number 7, right? If I go to the next screen in my Akai, it also allows me to edit the minimums and maximums of what this fader can do. So I can actually put this maximum to be 100. That means even if I push the fader all the way up, it'll only take the sound on the FA to 100, not 127, only to 100, because that's a maximum that I've set here. All right? And then this is just I thought I'd take a picture of my MIDI settings in my system setup menu as well, just so that you guys can see. I turn everything off. So as you can see on the transmit side, I have everything turned off. On the receive side, I have everything turned off. That just makes things easier, because sometimes you get MIDI messages being sent and received all around, and it stuffs up things, and you don't know which one is sending or receiving what. So I just turn everything that I don't need, I turn off. Everything that I don't need, I turn off. Okay, so now once you've done that, then this is the consequence. If I move the first slider, I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but if I move the first slider, then it changes their MIDI channel 1, the second slider, channel 2, third slider, channel 3, fourth slider, channel 4. So this is a nice way for you to be able to control all 16 sounds, and especially now with keyboard switch groups. I mean, I fill up a studio set with all, well, you can only do 15 sounds, but I fill up my studio set with all 15 sounds, and then I just use keyboard switch groups. And with my MIDI controller, I can then live mix the volumes, etc., bring it out, bring it in, faders, using the faders, etc., etc. Using a MIDI controller with the FA was how I started out, and it was absolutely the best thing. In addition to that, just imagine you using your MIDI controller like I am explaining now, using the faders to mix all the sounds. You have the sampler either playing songs or just loops or click tracks. You're literally going to sound like a full band with all the sounds that you can pull up on the FA, just you and a drummer, etc. I don't know if you can see in the photo, but there's my drummer as well sitting behind. Normally when I go out, I just go out with a drummer because everything else I can do. I would love to have a guitarist and a bassist, but it's not always possible. But I sound exactly as full as I would sound with a full band. There's absolutely no excuse. So I hope that answered your questions. Yeah, give me a shout. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. I will be coming up with new videos regularly. I'm hoping at least once a week. And you will miss out if you're not subscribed to the channel. So, yeah, go forth and enjoy your Roland FA08 or FA06 or FA07. And if you want to add a MIDI controller, you can do that. Keep well. Bye-bye.